there, everybody. This is Deborah Nolan, and I want to welcome you to the Crafts Meows debut video. Today's card uses 3 of the 4 stamp sets from the March 2013 release, which are now also available for purchase. This elephant is from Birthday Pun, a cute set with animal silhouettes and punny sentiments, of course. I'm going to stamp 2 of this little guy with Memento's London Fog, a really nice gray ink. After cutting them out, I'm going to use the brush end of a Memento marker to cover the outer edges of the elephants. This makes such a difference in the quality of your image. I learned this from my 7th grade art teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Webb, when we were cutting ourselves out of photos for a collage scene. I need to have one of these guys facing the opposite direction, so I'm just going to flip him over and powder his little bottom with my ink pad. This next stamp is from the Take the Cake set, a really fun set with lots of options. I'm going to stamp it multiple times on these different scraps because I'm going to cut out the individual letter banners. If you decide to do this in one of your own projects, make sure your papers have very small patterns or are tone on tone. After I finished filming this video, I decided it would look better to have the letter banners raised up. So I went back and cut out a whole new set and then adhered them with dimensional squares. But I forgot to film that part, so that's why you're not seeing it here. I didn't show it here, but I used a black brush tip marker to go around the edges of the banners, like I did with the elephants. I love my mind's eye paper. Love it, love it, love it, love it! And I was over the moon when they started making 6x6 pads because the smaller scale is perfect for card making. This collection is called Sweet Girl, and I chose this particular paper because I thought those festive pennants would make a good backdrop to the banner stamp. I cut this to fit a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. I chose the green pattern for the ground. I'll trim the extra off the bottom before I adhere the whole thing to my card. I usually would just adhere each piece to the card as I'm assembling it, but I wanted to check my placement before I glued it down since the elephants and banner are such a tight fit. So here's my card base, and I've trimmed the green pattern paper to fit. The spine of your card sets the standard for your card's straightness. You can't really trim anything from that folded side. So whenever I cover the entire front of a card with something, I always place the card on its spine and bring the paper to it. And then if there's any overlap or unevenness, I will just trim one of those other 3 sides. This is a stamp positioner, and I'm using it because I'm going to be stamping my banner image directly onto the background, and I don't want to mess up. Yes, I know it's an acrylic stamp and I can see through it, but I really like my background paper and I don't have any more of it, so I'm not taking any chances. If you haven't used a stamp positioner before, it's a really great tool to have and very easy to use. Voila! Perfect placement every time. Gotta love it. So now it's time to adhere all my little letter banners. Like I said before, I decided they would look better popped up. So just imagine that I'm adhering these with little bits of foam dimensional squares instead of diamond glaze. I'm adding googly eyes to my elephants to give them some personality and make them perkier to better match the rest of the card. I usually like to let my drop of adhesive set for a minute before I place the eye down on top of it because this reduces the slipperiness of the eye when you push down on it. And now I'm going to give them smiles because they look entirely too serious for a birthday celebration. What's a birthday without some bling, right? I'm only using clear gems because I don't think we need any more color on this very busy card. But then I went a little crazy with the stickles. Gigi was egging me on, and I have no ability to fight peer pressure, so bring on the glitter. This last stamp is from the Sweet Birthday set. Normally I would color the image and then cut it out, but I wanted to make sure it fit first. So I temporarily adhered it to a larger piece of cardstock to color. Then I edged it with black marker, of course, and I stuck it on with foam dimensional squares. Now, the legs on this cake stand are too long for the amount of real estate I have here, and I could have slapped down a post-it note for a mask and then stamped the image higher up on my background, so just the last 1/4 inch of the legs would be sticking out from beneath my cake. But my brain was asleep, so next time I'll do that. It was rather late at night when I was doing this step, and my brain really wasn't very sharp, and I just didn't think of it. Since the stamp style made it easy to draw some legs, that's what I did. I'm kind of embarrassed at overlooking the obvious solution, but it's too late now to go back and change it. Besides, this is a good opportunity to show how easy it is to be creative and draw what you need, right? Just agree with me. I'm adding some more glittery goodness to our cake, making the flame bright and glowy. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned a new trick or two. Please check out the Crafts Meow at www.thecraftsmeow.com and check out this month's new release and all the other great stamp sets. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.